Hey guys and girls, welcome to OtakusandGeeks.com reviews. Justin here, and today I'll be reviewing the Dragon Ball Z OVA Dragon Ball episode of Bardock. This was released last year, so I'm going to talk a little bit about the stories and the characters, and just to let you know, this is actually one of our first reviews that will contain spoilers because there's a lot to discuss and I really need to get it off my chest. So here's a brief synopsis of the OVA. Bardock, Goku's father, was supposed to die when Frieza attacked him, along with the planet Vegeta. He was sent back in time, where the planet was inhabited by strange creatures. There, after a while, he meets Frieza's ancestor, a space pirate named Chilled, and fought him to protect the planet. Okay, remember that infamous epic scene in Dragon Ball Z where Frieza tells Goku how he killed his dad, and Bardock and a whole bunch of Saiyans are fighting Frieza, and Frieza obliterates them, and Bardock's last words are, "My son lives on!" You know that scene? Well, that is completely destroyed and pointless and has no longer meaning because of this OVA. If and only if, this is going into the canon. So what happens is that Bardock actually doesn't die. No, instead, Bardock is teleported or transformed or brought back into time to the planet Plant, which is basically the planet before planet Vegeta. And they meet these nice, I don't remember the names. Let's just call them the plant people because it's called Planet Plant. So they meet the plant people creatures, and Bardock, ends up saving them from Chill's invasion. So Chill comes down there, he sends two of his cronies in there, and they start messing things up, and then Bardock intervenes. So Bardock was actually rescued by Barry, who's this little nice kid, and his dad, and who was a medical doctor. And they healed Bardock with the, that rejuvenation chamber tube that you always see Vegeta in during the Frieza saga? Well, apparently they found that type of resources on this planet, and it was actually Barry's father who basically created that, and that's how you find out the origins of how the Saiyans were able to rejuvenate, how all the Z Warriors and everybody else was able to rejuvenate on planet Namek, and how Frieza had those type of resources. So, it's basically explaining a lot of things, which I do give it points for, but the problem is with this is that it kind of takes away and kind of contradicts in what basically was set up in Dragon Ball Z. For instance, Bardock is still alive. Bardock's supposed to be dead. We want Bardock dead. And so, basically, Chill, to continue the story, Chill finds out that his two men are not responding to him, so he wants to know what happened to them. So he goes down to Planet Plant to find out for himself, and the villagers are saying, Chill comes down there, his friends say, "Hey, we're after these two evildoers who wanted to destroy the planet. What happened to them?" Oh, and then the villagers are like, "Oh, Bardock destroyed them." He's like, "Who's Bardock?" "Well, he's this great warrior that saved the village." So, of course, Chill, being the evil, devious bastard he is, starts killing some of the villagers off, which really starts to piss off Bardock. And Bardock, in this one, he's an asshole. I hate to say it, Bardock is kind of an ass. He basically is, I know he's tough, and he's compassionate, but this one, he's just kind of a dick to the villagers. "Leave me alone. I don't need your help," or all this other stuff. He's acting more like Vegeta than he would be of somebody who would be the father of Goku. And it was pretty good. But I mean, it was pretty good for that most part because it made sense because what they were going to do in the next scenes I'm about to talk about. So anyway, while Bardock is basically trying to avoid saving the village, he starts to have flashbacks of what happened in the movie Bardock, father of Goku. He starts to see his friends die, and he starts to see himself being killed by Frieza, and basically it's not really explained why how did he get back in time, which is basically the big point and big gripe I have with the story. They don't tell you that. So anyway, Chill is messing up everybody, and then it comes time for Bardock enters the scene. He starts fighting Chill's cronies. He kills them easily, and then he starts fighting Chilled, who basically doesn't transform, and seems even more shorter than Frieza, and he's he's just a space pirate. It's not like a tyrant like Frieza is, but he still thinks he's the best part in the universe. So he starts messing up Bardock, and then Barry comes in there trying to plead with Chill to leave him alone. So of course, Chill punches or just basically throws a blast at Barry, knocking him unconscious for a minute, and Bardock starts to get pissed. Really, really pissed, and he starts begging for more power. Then in comes a certain familiar thing that you see in almost all transformations. The cloud starts to get dark, lightning starts to happen, and I'm like, oh my goodness, they're not about to do this. So next thing you know, you see that little yellow, his hair starts turning a little yellow. Yes, I know you guys are like, you serious? Yes. Bardock transforms into a Super Saiyan. That's right, Bardock transforms into the legendary Super Saiyan. And then he easily takes out Chill, but Chill manages to escape. And then in Chill's last words, he says, tell my future predecessors and tell my family to beware of the Saiyans. Which obviously that message gets relayed to King Cold, Frieza, and Cooler, and thus starts their hatred for the Saiyans because they killed their ancestor, Chilled. So, and then at the end, which makes me really question, is now they say, is Bardock the first legendary Super Saiyan that they were speaking of? Maybe because I have mixed feelings about it. Maybe because I thought Broly was the legendary Super Saiyan. Thus, the movie Broly, the legendary Super Saiyan. I thought Broly was gonna be like the first, legendary Super Saiyan, but I guess it's actually Bardock now. And in a way, it kind of makes sense. But at the same time, with Goku's my son lives on, and I would have preferred him to be dead. So, like I said, I'm not sure whether this is going to be included into the DBZ canon. If it is, let me know, because then we got a lot to discuss. So, but for the most part, the story is pretty fair. Bardock is actually the legendary Super Saiyan. It's a good story, but at the same time, it's going to make you go, but wait a minute, I thought he's dead. Wait a minute, so this is what happens, or so this is actually a true story. So, it kind of cancels out certain movies and certain story arcs. So, but it's alright for the most part. The voice acting is classic Japanese dub. The music is great. Animation is really good. It's a nice 2011, 2012 look at Dragon Ball Z. More better environments, it's classic, and the fight scenes are it's little to none, but when he does mess up Chill, Broly really, not Broly, sorry, I keep getting them confused. Bardock really messes up Chill. He just went off. And here's the one thing that was crazy. When he transforms to Super Saiyan, he skips number 1. He transformed automatically to Super Saiyan 2, which was crazy. It's like, wait, how did he just skipped 1 altogether? He went to 2 because you see the lightning and around him, so that's Super Saiyan 2 transformation. So, for the most part, I did enjoy it. I thought it was pretty cool, but at the same time, I kind of wish they didn't do that. I kind of wish a legendary Super Saiyan would be somebody more, just a other new Saiyan that no one knows about, and we did a history of him, or just actually made it Broly, because Broly's a badass. But I'm gonna have to give this a C for a final grade, because they didn't ever explain how he managed to get back in time. A lot of stuff wasn't really explained. You do get a nice backstory on how it was Planet Plant before it was Planet Vegeta, but I guess we're gonna know their fate sooner or later. They even allude to the fact that the Saiyans are gonna take over that planet, which is kind of heartbreaking because I did like those plant people. But for the most part, the music's good, voice acting is good. Story just needs more explanations, a lot of plot holes, and I guess they're expecting you to fill it in. And Bardock, the true legendary Super Saiyan, I don't know how I really take that. So you guys let me know what you think of the story when you watch it in your comments, and thank you for visiting otakusandgeeks.com. This is Justin saying, later days, catch you on the next one. Dragon Ball episode of Bardock gets a C. Later days.